this is not just a campaign. This is more of a mission. We cannot lose this campaign for the good of the country.
That was President Biden at his Delaware campaign headquarters on Saturday, giving his view on the stakes of the 2024 election. He'll be on the ballot Tuesday in Nevada's Democratic primary. This comes after his win in South Carolina's primary with 96% of the vote. After Nevada comes Michigan, then 16 states and territories on Super Tuesday. Here to break down the president's win, the political calendar, and much more is Major Garrett, our chief Washington correspondent. Major, always good to see you. The president, the campaign is sort of testing their message in states where they don't really have a lot of Democratic opposition. South Carolina, Nevada. How's that going?
So look, the president's path to renomination is absolutely clear, Jeff, absent some unexpected event. There was a non-sanctioned event in New Hampshire where Democrats, if they wanted to protest something about Biden or indicate some trepidation about him being the party's nominee again in 2024, that didn't appear. Then the first official primary, South Carolina, a complete blowout for the president, and he's going to have a blowout victory in Nevada, where just yesterday, the Culinary Union, a very important constituency in Nevada Democratic politics, settled a threatened strike with the casinos there. That probably has more to do with labor peace before the Super Bowl, but it doesn't hurt having the most pro-union Democratic president around town as well. So all of that indicates the president is well on his way to securing renomination. One thing I would bring your attention to in South Carolina, Jeff, about 126,000 Democrats showed up. That's about 90,000 fewer than 2020. What does that mean? Well, it's an open primary in South Carolina, meaning some of those Democrats might participate down the road later on this month in the Republican primary, backing Nikki Haley just to keep her around longer to harass former President Trump.
I wonder if do Democrats, are they refining their message anymore? I mean, the wording that President Biden used is mission, right? We have to do this to save American democracy. Is that something, right, that, I mean, they must believe it's resonating, is it?
They do believe it's resonating. It's an important shift from where the Biden reelection campaign was about 3 months ago, when it was still holding on to Biden economics. They're still talking about economic statistics, but they're not leaning into Biden economics nearly as much as they are the fate of the future of the country and its democratic foundations, abortion rights, meaning privacy rights. Oh, and by the way, the economy. Economy is no longer at the front of the list. Democracy, privacy, meaning abortion rights, and then economy. That's the new reordered list of priorities for the president, and they feel that they are getting more resonance among base Democratic voters with that list than they did with just going with economy 3 months ago.
Major Nikki Haley made this surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live over the weekend. Her campaign says it raised more than $16 million in January, which is impressive. What are Haley's prospects right now in South Carolina most immediately?
So it's impressive in terms of numbers, fundraising, Jeff. It's not nearly enough to sustain a national campaign, but it's a good start, and it indicates that Nikki Haley has found new, first-time, small-dollar donors. Every campaign on the national level needs to find those, keep them active, so that's a positive sign for her. And Nikki Haley is clearly outworking former President Trump in South Carolina. I've been talking to Republicans who are watching things on the ground there. The former president's campaign has no TV, no mail is sending out to voters, no phone banking, no door knockers, no voter contacts at all, just sort of assuming South Carolina is in the bag, and it very well may be. But Nikki Haley is out hustling, and her crowds are getting larger. It doesn't mean she's going to win South Carolina, but it means she may be more competitive than current polling suggests, all of which she needs to do, because right now her campaign is defined by beating expectations without ever setting high expectations. Well, eventually, though, you have to create expectations that mean winning, not just finishing second over and over and over again. She's nowhere near that point yet, but she's trying to get there. Major,
how is the border issue playing right now on the campaign trail?
Well, for Republicans, in the words of the former president, it's dead on arrival, should never be considered, and is a betrayal of Republican immigration priorities. For Nikki Haley, she's like, "Well, let's not play politics. Let's take this bill seriously in the Senate. If it has imperfections, amend it." The larger question, though, is what's become of bipartisanship? Well, on this issue, Jeff, I have some experience. I covered the Comprehensive Immigration Reform Bill of 2006, bipartisan, shot down by House Republicans. I covered the 2013 bipartisan immigration bill, shot down by House Republicans. When it comes to immigration, bipartisanship is no guarantee of success in the Senate, and we may see that replay itself again here.
Wait, so Major, hold on a second. There have been bipartisan attempts in the past to fix border policy and immigration law.
I hear the lilt of cynicism in your voice, Jeff
And
Glor.
I don't
Yes,
mean
indeed.
I'm not poking fun at it, but you make a great point that you've seen it up close even more than I have before, and it hasn't worked before. Which is not to say it won't this time, but
There is one important material difference, Jeff. Those other two ones I mentioned had things that Democrats really liked and advocated for on path to citizenship, dreamers. None of that is part of this deal. Democrats are agreeing to concessions that were literally inconceivable 6 months ago. And even so, Republicans, at least in the House, appear staunchly opposed.
that's what we were talking about off the top of the show. You could call it a conservative bill. But we won't. It's just it's interesting to see all of this play out, especially just months before an election. Major, thank you so much.
Thank you.